Dawn. Stalingrad ruins. November 1942. The silence is what Staff Sergeant Vasily Zaitsev notices first, not the absence of sound. Stalingrad is never truly silent, but the quality of it. The industrial district sprawls before him in the gray pre-dawn light, a landscape of shattered concrete and twisted steel that used to be the Lazur chemical plant. Somewhere in that maze of destruction, perhaps 400 meters away, is the man who killed 3 of his spotters in 2 days. Zaitsev's breath comes shallow and controlled. He's been lying in this position for 47 minutes. The cold has worked through his quilted jacket, up through the frozen rubble, into his bones. But Vasily Zaitsev does not move, because somewhere out there, Major Erwin Koenig is watching. When you face a true master, Zaitsev would later write, the duel begins not with the first shot, but with the first thought. He was in my mind before I ever saw him. This is the story of the most famous sniper engagement in military history. 3 days of psychological warfare, tactical brilliance, and lethal patience. 2 opposing doctrines, 2 philosophies of warfare, 2 men trained to kill with surgical precision, meeting in the apocalyptic hellscape of Stalingrad. November 9th, 1942, 06:47 hours. Lieutenant Danilov's report to headquarters was clinical. Enemy sniper operates with impunity in the industrial sector. 7 confirmed kills in 4 days. Range 350 to 500 meters. Subject displays advanced fieldcraft consistent with specialized training. What the report didn't say was that the men were terrified. Soviet snipers had, by November 1942, established psychological dominance over German infantry. Zaitsev himself had 149 confirmed kills, but this was different. He hunted us, recalled Viktor Medvedev, one of Zaitsev's spotters. We were the prey. Someone on the German side had sent a professional, a hunter, and he was hunting the hunters. The Germans called it Scharfschützenjagd, sharpshooter hunt. Soviet snipers were destroying Wehrmacht morale at catastrophic rates. The response? Fight fire with fire. Technical analysis. German sniper doctrine differed fundamentally from the Soviet approach. Where the Red Army industrialized sniper training, thousands of shooters through abbreviated courses, the Wehrmacht maintained traditional standards. German snipers were selected from experienced hunters. Their training emphasized precision shooting as an art form, superior optics, hand-selected rifles, but most critically, different philosophy. Soviet doctrine emphasized volume, aggressive hunting, frequent relocation. German doctrine emphasized patience, preparation, the perfect shot. In Major Erwin Koenig, if he existed, the Wehrmacht had sent their philosophy incarnate.
November 10th, 1942, 14:20 hours. Zaitsev has narrowed Koenig's position to 3 locations: a bombed apartment block, a collapsed factory wall, or a rusted water tower. Each position is where Zaitsev himself might hide. The question is never just where is he would teach later. The question is, if I were him hunting me, knowing what he knows, where would I be? And then, does he know I'm asking the first question? Chess at 400 meters. Played with 7.92 millimeter chess pieces moving at 760 meters per second. Koenig would have been briefed on Zaitsev. The Soviets had made him a propaganda hero, his exploits published in military newspapers, his photographs circulated, his methods analyzed. Catastrophically bad operational security, but brilliant psychological warfare. Make the sniper a symbol. Make killing him symbolically important. Draw out their best. And when their best arrives, kill their best. The trap was set before the first shot. November 10th, 1842 hours. Day 1. As darkness falls, neither sniper has fired. To an outside observer, nothing has happened, but entire battles have been fought in their minds. Zaitsev has eliminated the water tower, wrong angles for Koenig's previous kills. That leaves 2 positions. He studies both through his scope, looking not for movement, but for absence. A shadow slightly darker than it should be. A glint that appeared once and never again. Look for what's trying too hard to be there, he taught his students.
November 11th, 1942. 08:47 hours, Day 2. Zaitsev hasn't slept. Sleep is death in a sniper duel. Instead, combat meditation, restful alertness, body-conserving energy, mind diamond sharp. At 08:47 hours, Zaitsev sees it. Not Koenig, but evidence of him. The faintest shift in shadow at the factory wall, 3rd floor, eastern corner. There for maybe 2 seconds. Could be anything. A rat, shifting debris, atmospheric distortion. Or a sniper adjusting position to track a Soviet soldier crossing open ground. When I saw it, Zaitsev recalled, I knew. Not with certainty, never with certainty, but with enough conviction to commit. In a duel, conviction is everything. Factory wall, 3rd floor, that's where Koenig is. Now he has to prove it, and to prove it, someone has to die. November 11th, 11:47 hours. This is where tactics become ethics. Zaitsev needs Koenig to shoot. Koenig needs a target, valuable enough to risk exposure, but not obviously bait. At 11:47 hours, someone in the Soviet position presents a target. The German sniper takes the shot. That crack, Medvedev recalled, tells you everything. Direction, distance, and if you're trained, exactly where it came from. Factory wall, 3rd floor, eastern corner. Zaitsev was right. But he doesn't shoot. You never take the first opportunity. If you miss, or wound but don't kill, you've revealed your position. You wait, you confirm, then you fire once and you don't miss. Koenig has made his first mistake. Small, imperceptible to anyone but another master. He's revealed not just position, but thinking. He took a marginally suspicious shot, which means he's either under pressure or overconfident. Information is power. November 12th, 1942, 04:45 hours, Day 3. 48 hours staring at rubble. Zaitsev's eyes burn. His body is shutting down. His brain plays tricks, seeing movement that isn't there, shadows becoming enemies. This is when men die, he wrote. Not from enemy action, but from their own minds rebelling against this terrible, patient stillness. Behind him, Medvedev whispers, Vasily, orders from Danilov. They want us to withdraw. Zaitsev, barely audible, tell Danilov to fuck himself. We're close. November 12th, 12:15 hours. Noon on the 3rd day. The sun is directly overhead. And then Zaitsev sees it. A glint. The briefest flash reflecting off optical glass, a scope lens catching sun for a microsecond as Koenig shifts position. Factory wall, 3rd floor, western side now. Koenig repositioned to cover a different approach, believing correctly that Zaitsev moved. But in moving, Koenig revealed himself. The moment when you know you have him, when all the waiting crystallizes into absolute certainty. This is what we live for. Zaitsev's heartbeat slows, breathing perfectly controlled. Range, 320 meters. Wind, negligible. Target, 40% of head visible through rubble gap. Not a perfect shot, but it's the shot he has. He settles the crosshairs, aims not at where Koenig is, but where Koenig will be, accounting for bullet drop, wind, the rotation of the earth itself. In the instant before you fire, you are no longer human. You are the rifle. You are the bullet. You are the inevitable conclusion of physics and will. Zaitsev exhales slowly. At the bottom of his breath, in that moment of perfect stillness,
he increases pressure.
November 12, 1942, 12:17 hours. 320 meters away, the target drops. Or so the story goes. The truth is complicated. Soviet records confirm Zaitsev killed at least one German sniper in mid-November 1942. German records confirm several snipers died in Stalingrad during this period. But Major Erwin Koenig, a master sniper from Munich, director of the Wehrmacht sniper school at Zossen, no. No German military archives contain such records. No sniper school at Zossen existed. Most likely, Soviet political officers embellished a real encounter. Zaitsev did kill a German sniper after a multi-day duel, with details that made it dramatically compelling. The invented German officer, the 3-day chess match, the shot through the scope lens. These details transform tactical engagement into myth. They make Zaitsev not just successful, but a hero who defeated the enemy's best in single combat. But here's what's certain. Soviet snipers in Stalingrad established psychological dominance that contributed materially to Soviet victory. They killed thousands. They paralyzed German operations. They turned the ruins into a hunting ground. Whether Koenig existed or not, the story served its purpose. It told German soldiers even their best couldn't compete. It told Soviet soldiers victory was inevitable. In war, sometimes the story is as important as the truth. Zaitsev was seriously wounded by mortar in 1943 and evacuated. He returned to combat in 1944, survived the war with 225 confirmed kills, became one of the most decorated Soviet soldiers. He rarely spoke about the Koenig duel. When pressed, "I killed a German sniper who had killed several of our men. That was my job. It took several days. I was lucky. He wasn't. That's all." People ask if I enjoyed it, the killing, the hunt. The truth is complicated. In the moment, there's a purity to it. Complete focus, complete clarity. Life and death balanced on the edge of a fraction of a second. But after, you remember that the man you killed had a name, had a family, had everything that makes us human, and you carry that forever. The ruins of Stalingrad are quiet now, the laser plant rebuilt, the apartment blocks new, the water tower long gone. But the geometry remains, the sightlines, the angles, the spaces between destruction where two men played chess with bullets. The blood washes away, the geometry is eternal. If this story moved you, if it made you feel the silence behind the gunfire, then subscribe for more stories where history is not just told, it is felt. And if you believe human stories should never be forgotten, leave a like. It tells the algorithm and the world that the past still matters.